Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, we're going to continue on our series with SDS rotary hammers. So on this episode, we're going to be taking a look at this DeWALT 1-inch 20-volt max brushless rotary hammer drill driver. Is it maybe just a hammer drill? It's probably just a hammer drill. Rotary hammer drill, okay? So this tool is fairly new to us. We've had it for less than 2 weeks, drilled over dozens of holes, and it looks fairly new, you know, because sometimes you just work cleanly, especially if you're just doing something, just getting it done after done, right? So it's pretty straightforward. Anyways, long story short, this is a 20-volt max brushless tool in DeWALT's lineup. You can buy it as a tool only or a kit. We've tested it on our test track using the flex volt battery, but it's pretty much a standard rotary hammer drill that is fairly light. So we're gonna go over this tool top to bottom, see how it stands up against other rotary hammers we've tested so far. So if you're interested in finding out more about this, stick with us. So this is DeWALT's DCH133B, B meaning bare tool. You can buy it as a kit and other combinations, but B means bare tool. So the real number is DCH133, but it is the 20-volt MAX XR Brushless 1-inch D-handle style rotary hammer, and it is compact, lightweight, high-performance rotary hammer that has a durable German engineered mechanism that delivers up to 2.6 joules of impact energy. If you're trying to convert that to foot-pounds, that's 1.92 foot-pounds of impact energy, okay? At the heart of the tool is DeWALT's brushless motor and durable hammer mechanism, which is interesting because earlier it literally said German engineered mechanism. But anyways, this is DeWALT's marketing, so let's go ahead with it. It's better than its corded counterpart, which it really says is better than corded speed of application, with its lightweight, well-balanced design, and it can replace your corded tool. It has a mechanical clutch that protects the user in a bind-up situation and can help minimize sudden torque reaction. This tool is dust extraction ready if you buy the dust extraction kit for it, which is D25301D. It has DeWALT's electronics to maintain speed throughout the entire application without bogging down. It is ideal for mechanical anchoring, hole drilling, adhesive removal, scraping, all kinds of stuff as just mentioned before. But it really says ideal for adhesive anchor hole drilling, right? Pretty much is the same thing as mechanical anchor hole drilling. But anyways, it's very lightweight, and it's backed by DeWALT's 3-year limited guarantee, 1-year free service, and 90-day money-back guarantee. All right, so this right here is the left-hand part of the tool, obviously, and let's go over some of the interesting stuff here, all right? So first of all, this handle here is mostly plastic. It's got like this ring around it that's metal. As you would see, it's kind of like one of those cinch rings, typical handle style. You just loosen it, and you can move it in any position 360 degrees. You tighten it down, and it cinches this ring on it, which makes, you know, the handle stay there. It's also got, unlike some tools, it's got a little lip right here that helps prevent this thing from sliding off in case you open it up a little bit, but it's not really a big deal. But you know, there's that. This right here is the depth rod system, and unlike most other depth rod systems that we've seen so far, this depth gauge or depth rod or whatever you want to call it is completely plastic. And don't get me wrong, it's plastic, but it's still a hard power tool plastic, and it's got easy to read markings on there, right? So you obviously got like the DeWALT yellow on black, which is easy to read, unlike other depth sticks or whatever that are just pieces of metal, right? In this case, it's a piece of like power tool, maybe fiber reinforced glass or plastic, but it's got inches on one side, and then it's got the other, let's call it the metric side, on the other side, right? So if it works for you, it works for you. You can use it this way, that way, whatnot, but you know, we're just gonna remove it for now. We'll put it here so we can go through it, but here is obviously the SDS chuck. You know, SDS, insert, slide, twist, lock. That's pretty much how it goes. You pull this back to remove it. I haven't had too many issues. While we're talking about this, I will go ahead and just remind everyone, when you're using this tool, put a little grease in there when you put your bit in, and the tool will thank you for it in the long run, okay? So as you look at it here, this is the hammer and rotary action. So it allows you to drill and impact. This right here, if you click this button and turn it, gives you to drilling only. Right, so as you can look at this and see, we're kind of missing a mode, right, which is just hammer only or chipping only, and this tool does not have that. So if you're looking at buying this tool to use a scraper to scrape stuff, you don't want to get this tool because this tool is not going to be able to do that. This tool is mainly made for drilling only. No good for chipping or any of that stuff, okay? So, you know, this got a little nice triangled so he's not confused on which direction you're pointing it at, but it would be nice if they colored those icons in so it's kind of easy to see because, you know, black on black, kind of hard to see there, all right? So, pretty standard DeWALT brushless stuff on here. There's little place to put your, you know, a belt clip in case that's what you needed. We'll tell you brushless that it's here, just in case you didn't know your tool was brushless. And obviously, here is the trigger. We'll go ahead and show you this here real quick. Here we go. So it ramps up really quick. It's almost like 100% speed right off the back. No slow ramp up. It's got the pretty much standard DeWALT overgrip. Brushless here. Nothing else special going on this side. It's got no frills and no thrills. It's got a forward and reverse switch as you would in most drills. But the one thing I noticed immediately, because I thought it was interesting when I was looking at it, was the switch, I think, on this particular tool, I don't know if it's all of these tools, but the one I got from the store, and yes, I did get this from the store. Nobody sent this to us. It's not sponsored or any of that. We just bought it. Is that the switch is backwards, okay? So as you can see here, as most people who are right-handed use the tool, if you go on this side and you go this way, right, pushing the button in from your right side to the left, that's usually almost always forwards, right? Most people using drills and impacts know that. On this case, if you look at it, the button slider says if you push it in, you know, you're going backwards. But maybe the way you want to read it is what you see is the arrow going forward, right? But that's not what most people have the concept with. Everybody, like I said, using tools or any kind of like drill driver type thing, understand, go from right to left, get you forward. In this case, the arrow is actually pointed backwards, kind of giving the illusion of you're in reverse. But if you look at this bit here, right, as you see right here, it's going, we push it in that way. We are, I'm not sure if you can tell, we are going the correct direction. So this thing here is a little bit misleading. So the way to look at it is, look at the arrow that shows, and that's the direction that you're going, right? So this would be reverse, right? Even though you can kind of still see the forward arrow, you're actually going in reverse. So check this out. So that's something interesting there. I don't think I've seen that on, you know, too many tools. Probably the first time actually I think I've seen this. It's gonna trip you up. So just go with your standard, the way you're used to using tools, and you will be good. All right, so let's get into testing. All right, so let's go take a look at the numbers and see what the numbers say. All right, so we took this DCH133 1-inch brushless rotary hammer drill, paired it with the fully charged 9 amp hour flex fold battery, and then put it on the track. So let's go take a look. And just to remind you, it's the first 3 holes that we drill, and it's a 1/2 inch by 6 inch hole that we drill all the way, okay? So first run, it took 20.50 seconds. Second run took 20.57 seconds. And then third run, it was 17.17 seconds. Take an average of 3 runs, it comes out to 19.41 seconds. And as mentioned before, this is an SDS+ rotary hammer drill, okay? So, taking the average, let's take a look at the leaderboard and see where it fits. Bam, it is currently in 4th place, right behind the Flex, but right in front of the Makita with a score of 19.41, right? So the Flex FX51, 1551A, which is 18.71, and the Makita, which is XRH04, has a score of 23.35, okay? So as we usually do, let's go take a look at the numbers and see what it actually says here, okay? So if you go look at the impact force, they're all roughly close to 1.9. This one was converted from joules to foot-pounds. So this is a 1.92, but the BPMs is up to 5,500. The RPMs is up to 1,500. So if you calculate the work done per minute, which we've calculated as impact force times BPM, we get 10,560, whatever units of work that is done per minute. But the interesting thing here is this is probably the lightest tool only configuration at under 6 pounds, okay? So if the numbers are so much better, why did the tool not exactly do the best that it could, right? Or put up better numbers in the rankings? So first of all, let me go ahead and say, all the numbers here for power tool specs, I'm gonna say we cannot say for sure. Mainly because if you look at the specs of the tool on any given site, like its reputable site, what I mean by that is the tool manufacturer website, so DeWALT.com or anything like that, or even HomeDepot.com or Acme Tools, whatever, right? Any of these places that you go and look it up, none of the specs are actually listed. The one spec that is listed is RPM, which I think is around 1,500, but you won't find things like BPM and stuff like that in the specs, which is actually really important for a hammer drill, right? But we were able to find it on some almost reputable sites. So, but what I can say is it is not from like the mouth words of DeWALT, let's say, right? So it's a rough estimate. I'm not going to say that it's set in stone. So if you can go figure it out, figure it out. But also the good thing to know on here is that DeWALT seems to be less focused on actual numbers and rankings. Just if you go look at their website and just look at the overviews of all their tools, a while ago they started doing unit watts out, and they stopped putting like actual specifications on their website of the tools, and none of this information seems to be found in the manual. So they're not seem to be focused on putting up great numbers, and that's maybe a stance that DeWALT takes. So also the numbers that are found are with respects to max no load speed RPM, and as everybody knows, once you put some load on it, everything changes, okay? So take the numbers for what it's worth, and that's why we do the test of the leaderboard to test the tool in action to figure out how well the tool performs under load and in real world circumstances, okay? So what can we say about this tool, okay? So obviously DeWalt's been making this tool for a long time. This is not new to market by any means, and DeWalt's been making tools for a long time, and so far almost everyone seems happy with the DeWALT tools, given the occasional failures here and there, but almost every manufacturer seems to have them, okay? The one thing I can tell you about this tool, picking it up immediately, was, wow, that's lightweight. I think the numbers of less than 6 pounds speaks for itself. If you stick it with like a 2 amp hour or 1.7 amp hour power stack battery, you'll see, wow, this is lightweight. It's a good combination. You can work overhead, maybe do stuff, right? But it doesn't have chipping mode only, or hammer mode only, so that's a huge downside, especially since the tool itself will go anywhere between 200 to like 300 bucks depending on what kind of sale that you get it from, and this is the tool only. Maybe even on sale on special promotions you can get it for like 165, 170 or something like that. So it's a good tool, and I guarantee you it'll probably last, because you don't really see too many of these hammer drills breaking all the time, although I'll maybe eat those words because I have seen some of them break. But the point is that it seems to be a good tool. It's lightweight. It performs really well. It performs, as standard as you would expect most rotary hammers to perform. And that's all we can really say, right? So would I go out and buy this tool again? Probably not. Even though we did buy this tool, we would not buy it again, mainly because it just, if you're going to buy a rotary hammer drill, and people don't buy these all the time, it's like you probably want one that also has chipping capabilities, just in case you wanted to do that, right? But if you're looking for a lightweight rotary hammer that you can use overhead and you only need drilling, then it's probably a good tool to get, right? So otherwise, that's all we can say about the tool. If you have any questions, let us know. Otherwise, have a great day, get back to work, and we'll see you guys next time.